Hey, this is Lance, and I am back here. An awesome review of something that I'm sure that you wanted to be reviewed very, very badly, which is the Secret Mormon Housewives show. What's it called again? The Secret Lives of Mormon Housewives. See, because it rhymes. But if you make a sitcom of it, does that change the title? Because it's no longer secret? Like, will season 2 be the exposed lives of Mormon housewives? My wife is a Mormon. I grew up as a Mormon in a very small community of a couple thousand people. When I say Mormon, what I mean is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. My mother, of course, is a member of the church. My wife sometimes didn't have an outside job and worked from our house. The truth is that housewives don't have the kind of time to mess around with this nonsense. It's kind of a bad thing about our culture, which is funny because I don't know that they ever pointed that out in this. What is a housewife? Proclamation of the Family talks about the church's stance on the family. We further declare that God has commanded that the powers of procreation are to be employed only between man and woman, lawfully. A Freudian slip there. By divine design, fathers are to preside over their families in love and righteousness, and are responsible to provide the necessities of life and protection for their families, at least since World War II. Mothers are primarily responsible for the nurture of their children. In these sacred responsibilities, fathers and mothers are obligated to help one another as equal partners. Disability, death, or other circumstances may necessitate individual adaptation, but only disability and death. We warn the individuals who violate covenants of chastity, who abuse spouse or offspring, will one day stand accountable before God. Also, the church recently came out with and it's just a commentary in bold. When entertainment media distorts faith, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints often finds itself the focus of the attention of the entertainment industry. Some portrayals are fair and accurate, but others result to stereotypes or gross misrepresentations that are in poor taste and have real-life consequences for people of faith. Others irresponsibly mischaracterize the safety and conduct of our volunteer missionaries. We understand the fascination some in the media have with the church, but regret that portrayals often rely on sensationalism and inaccuracies. The true story of our faith is best seen in the countless lives of those who strive daily to follow our Savior Jesus Christ. Let's talk about garments for a second. The first presidency provided the following guidance on wearing the garment. The garment of the holy priesthood reminds us of the veil in the temple, and that the veil is symbolic of Jesus Christ. So that's the first thing. It reminds us of Jesus Christ. The garment is also a reminder of your temple covenants. So that's the second thing. You should wear the garment day and night throughout your life. Day, night. When it must be removed for activities that cannot reasonably be done while wearing the garment, seek to restore it as soon as possible. So go swimming, when you take a bath. Members should not modify or alter the garment to accommodate different styles of clothing. You can't wear the outfits that those nice ladies. One of the big reasons you'd wear the garment is to be modest. Men and women wear the garment so you're not a man slut or a woman slut. Oh, is that body shaming? Oops. But anyway, the point is, ain't none of those ladies in the show wearing the temple garment. Special underwear. But yeah, we call it the garment. But that's not what bothers me so much as the fact that the people that wrote this, it's like they read a Wikipedia article on Mormons and made a show out of that. They do bring up in this an interesting thing, which is, do parents in our culture force their children to get married and go to the temple? Is there social pressure? And I would say absolutely. I mean, no, of course not. Utah Mormons only care about commandments if it allows them to hate blacks, Mexicans, gays, trans, and furries. I read a couple Times articles, or a Time article, a Vogue article. There's a big community of Mormon bloggers. Apparently, I should be part of that community. I don't have enough viewers to be part of that community. People that talk about their religion, their religious lives, the doctrine of the church, stuff like that. It's pretty big in Utah. Taylor Frankie Paul was her name. She went viral in 2022. Apparently she came out as a swinger. When you first hear that, it's like, oh no, how could that ever happen? No, people swing in every religion. I guess they call it soft swinging because they don't have penetrative sex. That is very Mormon, actually. This idea that, oh, if you don't have penetrative sex, it doesn't count. It's kind of like saying the word frick. Somehow it's going to fool God and his angels. Mike Lee, that's how you get people like Mike Lee. Anyways, Happy Valley is a part of Utah that's like you've got the church's main school, BYU, and you've got a lot of members of the church that live there, but they don't always live their religion. We're not going to keep the commandments, but we want to look like good Mormons. It's icky. Not all of us are perfect like I am, but Happy Valley, I don't have anything good to say. It has good mountains. The mountains are beautiful. The hiking trails are nice. I try to go as fast as I can on the freeway through Happy Valley. Did you have like these ditzy, snotty, overindulged women and men? I mean, the men were kind of ditzy and snotty too in this show. It's kind of believable just that those kind of people exist, and they do. That, again, I don't think they would dress like that, because once you get to the point of dressing like that, like all the time, you might get away with it if you're going exercising or something, or at the swimming pool. So it kind of kicks you out of this realm of suspended belief. Mormon mommy blogs were a thing. I guess they got rich, and of course anybody who gets rich is highly likely to get corrupt. Whatever you do, don't like and subscribe to my channel. It will only destroy me. Mormons would never pressure their children to be culturally acceptable rather than do what's right. Right? Well, people like learning about other cultures, and sometimes the ideal family can be so foreign to mainstream culture in the U.S. that it can seem like fantasy. And of course, later I heard about the swing thing. I didn't know it was related to the social media moms. I thought it was just something that happens. Once in a while you hear those stories. This is actually not a new thing. Look up spiritual wifery during the Joseph Smith's lifetime. And I'm not talking about polygamy. And my biggest problem with this entire thing is just how fake it feels. Maybe this is the real reason the Chinese now monitor your entire phone via TikTok. The Chinese monitor your entire phone via TikTok. They do. Immediately the show devolves into like airhead nonsense, nothing to do with Mormons. The Mormon thing is just a ruse to attract viewers. It's a cash grab, but I think it hints at something deeper in society. I think that polygamy and polymorphic relationships are slowly becoming a hot topic because the assumption is it's about sex. So making sex okay in society is something we've been toying with for the last 50 years. Sex has very little to do with polygamy. Mormon polygamy is not going to help you justify promiscuity, at least not if you look at it factually. The characters in here, religion to them is just like a side note that they try to act like is part of their life for the show so that they can still keep that Mormon title in it. And it imagines what it's like to be a Mormon mommy. It's too fantastical to be believable. And because of this, it's too boring to be entertaining. What I think would really work, this is based on a true story, but what we want to see is a nuanced, realistic version of how this happened. Focus on the repression, of women. Show that they aren't just stupid airheads. Show how it affected their lives. Show how it affected their community. Explore how social media works. Show the good and the bad. Don't just boil it down to stupidity, because now we can just say, well, it's just this stupid show. That doesn't really happen. The stuff writes itself. You don't need to rewrite it. Flashing imagery of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints doesn't make something about Mormon culture. Not only does it not dare to explore Mormon culture, but it completely misrepresents it. If there are bad things to say them. What I mean is it says incorrect things about the church, like superficial ignorance. It feels so contrived. It reminds me of when people try to construct viral videos. Will the show be successful? I have no clue. I don't care. Viewers have an obsession with reality TV. It's not my thing. You'd have to get a reality TV lover to review this if that is your thing. I expected it to be a bunch of girls who dressed in a way that would never be accepted by the church. Check. I expected to have a lot of soap opera nonsense. Check. What I didn't expect is for it to be so fake. Who's the audience for this? TikTok lovers who hate the church and love catty, lowbrow, airhead soap operas. The truth is, the show just isn't well done. If anything, it's kind of disappointing. If you're going to attack our religion, can you at least make it entertaining?